Good morning. So it's been about a week since the first video. And in that first video, I was just telling you guys why I wanted to start this video and also what this channel was going to be about. So if you're returning, thank you so much for returning. If you're new here, welcome. This channel, I talk about various things. And this is Real Life with Rail. My name is Sherelle. You can call me Rail. And I just get on here and I talk about things that I went through or I'm inspired from or just my thoughts on things. Some things I might vlog and show you guys some of my life and what I do. But really, I just really wanted to start this space because I feel like we're not having radically honest conversations. We're getting there, but I require more depth and I'm just not seeing it. So why not be the person to kind of maybe trailblaze that? So it's early in the morning and right now I got my little mug. I got this from the Dollar Tree, but it has my initial on it. And this is spearmint tea. I'm taking my supplements today and I put some agave in here. So good, so yummy. And I just got my little touch light out here just for like a little bit of extra light because it's cloudy and rainy. The rain and cloud does not bother me at all. Actually, I thrive in it. I love rainy, cloudy weather. So anyway, let me stop the chit chat. Really what I wanted to get on here and talk about today was stop questioning how someone feels about you. Okay, so there's a saying that goes, how someone feels about you is how they treat you. And I want to start off in saying that means that if someone is treating you good, they must feel good about you. They may have good feelings towards you. They may be trying to impress you. If someone is treating you in a negative way, then maybe they don't like you or they're jealous. You're catching like little sneak disses or, jokes. I don't play like that. You're not going to play with me and joke with me. But those are the things that I've learned. But I also wanted to come on here and say that everything is not just black and white. Someone can treat you negatively and actually admire you. Someone can treat you like the goddess that walked on this earth and cannot stand you. And it could be for various reasons. They may know the blueprint on how to get access to you. They may know what you require. They may be struggling if they're treating you negatively. They may be struggling with their own self-esteem. It's so many reasons. So I wanted to talk about this because my daughter recently had dated someone and they were in the talking stage, like they were talking about 6-7 months. So I knew about this and they weren't technically dating because they couldn't really do anything like go to movies and things like that because they're both busy. However, my daughter made effort. She would do things, to show that she was interested in this person, that she valued this relationship. And the person that she was involved with gave her, in my opinion, low grade effort. For example, she spent like maybe $90, $100 for Valentine's Day. And it seems like this individual she was with used a used carton, a used Christmas box, and some things maybe she didn't want and gave that to my daughter. And we struggled and we talked about that for a while, with me being the mom, trying to tell her, effort means everything. Someone knowing what you like, someone going out of their way to think about you matters. Some people say, oh, it's the thought that counts. The thought that counts is what are they thinking about you? What thought are they having? Because it's showing in the effort. You can't be afraid of having standards. You can't be afraid of telling someone how to treat you. You just can't. So You know, my daughter's like, oh, it's fine. She let it roll over. And that treatment continued until eventually their demise shortly after, which I seen coming. But she had to learn that. And I feel like poor treatment, disrespect does not give you a badge of honor. You're not going to get the NAACP award. You're not going to get a Grammy. You're not going to be honored in history for tolerating disrespect. It's good to communicate with someone because they may not know. You may not communicate things clearly, but when you communicate something and what you expect, and you're being honest with feedback, if that person cannot honor that, does not show effort from then on, you're only going to hurt yourself in the long run. And the only reason why you're going to want that relationship to work, more than likely, not always, but more than likely, is because you invested more time and effort than that person. And nobody wants to invest in something and just throw it away. Nobody has $100 and just rips it up and say, throw it away. You know, like, oh, I don't care, just let it go ahead and blow in the wind and put it in somebody else's hands. So you have to make sure that things are mutual. And that goes in any relationship. I always just use my daughter as an example, but that goes in any relationship. You know, like with me, for family, there's certain individuals who, you know, tell me they love me, but the action doesn't line up. Or I want to have a conversation and they may feel like, oh, you know, maybe I'm constantly bringing this thing up. Well, how do you think it affects me to constantly remember it? So I struggle with this with certain individuals at times. Right now, where I'm at in my life, it is my middle finger and my ring finger to these folks. But sometimes I still wonder if I've done all I can do. Is it really truly okay to just completely be done? And I think that's mostly because I've been comparing my relationships and what I think it should look like. And the thing about relationships, the thing about things that happened in the past is that you can't rewrite it. And people only can give you what they have. They can't give you what they don't have. And that may be hard to digest and swallow, especially if it's coming from like someone who's a parental figure or someone that you told that you loved and y'all, you know, built a life together. This is so good. Sidebar, if you have spearmint tea with agave, it's a sweetener. Like honey's good, but agave, I'm just putting y'all on. So it may be difficult to, especially if you're empathetic, if you're a giver, if you may have even been conditioned to be the bigger person and to be responsible and to step up, to know your worth, because it's hard and it's challenging to know your worth when you didn't have the guidance, you didn't have a stable foundation, when you're starting from scratch, when people have treated you wrong. And let's be honest, a lot of people have trauma. A lot of people have had things happen to them that they don't talk about, that they rather not remember. There's some things that may haunt people all the time. However, it's important in knowing your worth. And I think a good place to start in that is, where's your anger? What are you upset about? What upsets you about that event that happened? What makes you sad? What makes you cry? And I say a good place to start right there is because one of my coworkers said this, and this has just like lived in my soul, in my DNA, when he said this. And he said, anger will always speak up for you. Anger will always surmount any other emotion that you have. It's going to stand up for you. It's going to say what it needs to say unapologetically. It's going to move and push through. And I think that's just so deep and that's so good. Which is why I say that, because where you're sad at, sadness and grief, even rage, can start from really the root of it being anger. And that's where you know your worth. Did you deserve that? you may even be thinking, I wish I would have done this differently, or this and that. You can't rewrite it, but you can, moving forward, not tolerate certain things. Sometimes our lessons, or not really our lessons, because we're not here to learn anything. We're here really to experience, but you can learn lessons from your experience, and that's another topic. But learning lessons from your experience will teach you exactly what you don't want, what you will not tolerate. And you kind of build from there. So if you're struggling with your worth, you're struggling with, this person doesn't treat me well, but they say this and that. First of all, confusion does not come from God. Confusion is not clarity. If you are spiritual, if you're religious, I suggest you fast, maybe pray, really get quiet and keep meditating on what it is that you need, because everything's going to come from within. And more than likely, what's outside of you, what's showing, is your answer. Maybe some things are foggy. Maybe some things you don't want to look at and really accept, but you're only slowing down or progressing your healing on your path. Nothing is wasted time, but things can be prolonged. So just choose wisely. Start with your anger and sadness, because when you start there, you kind of can build your worth by saying, I'm not going to tolerate this type of person. Or if I date, this person will have to have this, and that. This person will need to be blah, blah, blah. Or in order for us to connect again, these things have to happen. And be unapologetic about them, because people who care about you, who want to be in a relationship with you, who care about the relationship, will make the effort. They'll listen. They'll have the hard conversations. They'll do the hard things. And it's not so much as an arrogant stance or my way or the highway, but it's communicating a need. And it's also helping that person really to stay in a relationship with you. And you have to communicate that in that way, so that when you tell someone, hey, that hurt me, or when you said that this made me feel this way, they may, because I think it's normal for people to not want to be wrong, or to feel like they have done something wrong. They may feel attacked. That has nothing to do with you. Just say how you feel and express that. And, give people grace to heal and to think and to work through things. Because effort will always show. If somebody's willing to work on something, they'll do it. But if they're not, they'll continuously disappoint you, or you may get your expectations and your hopes up, hoping that this time this will be like this and that. And you're only setting yourself up for deeper depression, more anger, more resentment. And it's no one's fault but yours, because this person already showed you that I can't do this, or I won't do this. I'm not going to. It could be too much for them. Not so much that you're too much or you're asking for too much, but they're not in a place where they may feel safe enough to be vulnerable, to have the courage to look at themselves, or, have the hard conversations. You always can tell what kind of relationship you're going to be in when something offends you, and you go to that person. You can tell, how that person's going to be. You're going to really see their true colors when you're sick or when you're low on money. Guaranteed, just in my experience. So I just came here to have a little rant and just say, how people treat you is how they feel about you. And yes, there are exceptions to everything, but that's why you use your discernment, you use your judgment and wisdom wisely by your experiences. You don't have to be the curious cat and find out what's going to happen just for the plot. You can reject someone or say no to this, or distance yourself from that with knowing that this probably isn't going to do well or go over for both of us in the long term, because you can already see that. So just know that even when you do that, you're giving somebody grace, because you're coming from a different place when it comes from wisdom, when it comes from discernment, when it comes from your previous experiences. And it's not so much projecting, so much it's just about discernment. You kind of just after some time, living enough, going through a little bit, you can kind of discern what spirit you're dealing with, because nothing's really flesh and blood. This is all energy, okay? So if you want to know how you feel about yourself, I always tell my daughter, and I'm going to share this with you, look at your relationships. Look at your relationships with your coworkers. What's going on inside the home? What's going on with your partner? What's going on with your family? If you want to see how you truly feel about yourself, how are you being treated by others outside of you? For me, I know that I love myself a lot more, and I value myself a lot more because I've cut the things off because it wasn't up to my standard. This is not how I want to do relationship. So for me, it required isolation and cutting some people off permanently. But it may look different for you. So that could just be a good starting point. So I just wanted to share that. How others treat you is how they feel about you, but also is showing you how you feel about yourself as well. Are you in that toxic relationship because deep down you feel like you deserve it, or you don't feel like you can get any better? Who told you that? Why do you believe that? Are you tolerating this because you feel trapped? What's the limit? Who told you that you were lacking? You're creative. You can think or get out of anything. Nothing is forever. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I have to get to work. It's Tuesday. I have some things that I want to share with you guys. But I'm going to share that later. I'm being led to do something, to continue something that I'm doing. So I'll give you the feedback on what that is. But right now, I'm working on getting more clarity and doing some things in the home and with my family. So I cannot wait to share that with you guys. But if this resonated, if there's anything that you guys want to talk about or you have any feedback, feel free to share that. I'm going to try to get better at this editing and everything, but please subscribe, put on your bell when I make a new upload. I appreciate you guys and your time for coming here, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you.